gonna set myself up in this video to be made fun of. Okay, first place I could get made fun of. I watch anime. Although in recent years, many people have come to realize that there are a lot of decent animes out there. Now, some people still think that anime's stupid or whatever, but seriously, like, check out some really good ones, and you'll be like, oh, okay, maybe it's not stupid. Second place I'm gonna get made fun of. I can't stand the subs, and I watch dubs for every single anime. Now, I get told all the time online, oh no, you have to watch it in the subs, they always fuck it up in the dubs, and the only way, like, true anime fans, all this crap, and I'm like, okay, let's just talk about from a general side. I do not speak a word of Japanese other than konnichiwa, so if it's available in the language that I speak, being English, you know, I'm gonna find it more comfortable and more enjoyable to watch it in my, you know, language. Second of all, I don't really notice the big difference everyone makes. Like, they always fuck up the voices with the subs. I'm not even paying attention to what they're saying because I'm trying to keep up with the action and the words because I have ADHD, so I don't know if it's maybe the ADHD or the overstimulation anxiety, probably the latter, because I have this thing where if I get overstimulated, like as in there's too much crap coming at me at once, I get anxious and shut down. I haven't before you say that sounds like autism, I know I have not gotten an official diagnosis, I don't know what it is, all I know is if there's too much shit coming at me at once, I can't handle it. Because I'll, like, try to be absorbing it all. Like, sometimes I can handle it fine, but sometimes I can't, and it's just, if I have the option to avoid that, if I am in a low tolerance mood situation, mental state, you know, like, I'm not, like, I can handle it if I really focus and put energy towards it, but last I checked, you don't watch things to put energy towards it, and, you know, like, when you're watching stuff, it's to relax, not to try and focus on all this other stuff. So, it's just, for me personally, it's a lot more comfortable and easier and more enjoyable for me to watch the dubs. I can't watch the subs because it just, because the thing is that them speaking Japanese, it's all fast and high-pitched all the time, and if it was really deep, I probably wouldn't mind it as much, but it's almost always high-pitched. And then having to read while trying to watch all the stuff that's happening on the screen, and, because the thing is that I'm also an artist, so I get really absorbed in the visuals. So if I'm trying to, animes always have really complicated visuals, so I'm like trying to absorb and like look at all the details, and I've often missed what people are saying and have to backtrack because I get so distracted by all the visuals, while, like, you know, trying to figure out what everyone's saying. Plus, it's even harder to pay attention to all this stuff with all this distracting Japanese in my ear. I don't get how that's enjoyable, because it's just, and then everyone treats me like I'm a lesser fan or whatever for it. I'm still getting the story, I'm still seeing the same visuals you are, it's just, I'm not reading the whole time, I'm actually absorbing everything, because I can't get the whole plot unless I'm, you know, when I'm in the sub, because, all those reasons I described, I absorb more, and I'll know more about the thing if I watch it in the dub, and yet, still I'm not considered a true fan. But the whole idea of being a true fan, or a real fan, or a fake fan, or all this other stuff, last I checked, being a fan of something means that you like something. There's no such thing as a fake fan unless you're, like, never seen the thing, and you're like, oh yeah, like, I love the Avengers. I've never seen anything with the Avengers, but I love it. Like, that's a fake fan, sure, but it's just, like, the whole fake geek girl thing, which I find stupid because, in my personal experience, I am the biggest nerd I know, and most of my, a lot of my friends are guys, and I'm a bigger nerd than any of my guy friends. And they know that, and they fully admit that. I haven't had anyone tell me I'm a fake geek girl most of the time, because oftentimes once you get me started on any character, I will be ranting and raving for like an hour, and they'll be like, oh shit, she knows everything about it, like every single character we mention. So, but the thing is that being a fake nerd, being the fake this, that, the other thing, there's no such thing as being a real thing, or a real nerd, or a real... You can enjoy something. It's entertainment. It's not, you know, like a history test. It is meant for people to enjoy, and just because you don't know every single detail about every single character does not make you any less of a fan of something. If you enjoy a movie, then you enjoyed the movie. You're a fan of the movie. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be any less of a fan because you don't know everything about all the books and comic books it's based off of. Like, there are people who are fans and nerds of the Marvel Cinematic Universe but haven't read any Marvel comics, and they're just as justified in calling themselves, Marvel fans or even nerds because they know all sorts of shit like that. Like, I hate this kind of hierarchy within the, nerd society, and the fact that it's more often than not pegged at women. I'm sorry if this is sounding like a feminist rant, but when was the last time a guy was ever called out for being a fake nerd or geek? Now let's flip that over to women. It's stupid and annoying, but though in my experience, women know more about everything than I've met more, super obsessed female nerds than super obsessed male nerds, and I went to school in animation, so lots of fucking nerds there, and yeah, all my friends are nerds, so... Or geeks, sorry, I know there's a different... I call them nerds, I know it's nerds is education stuff, science and history, whereas geeks is comic books and whatnot, but I'm lopping it all together for one term because honestly, when you're getting nitpicky like that, it doesn't matter. I mean, as my mom always said when I was a kid, which pissed me off when I was a kid, but it's relevant here, how important is it? Really?